have a special guest, Elle, my girl, Elle. Yeah. You guys are in for a treat today. So let's just dive on in. Again, thank you, Elle, for your time because I know you're super busy. So, Elle, tell the people who you are. Tell them about your company.
I love it. Oh my God, I love your energy, Alicia. So, hi everyone. My name is Elle. I am the CEO, co-owner, and principal designer at a luxury interior design firm in this DMV area called Decorelle. So we basically renovate homes. We're going into commercial spacing, and early next year we're going to be launching our furniture store in downtown Baltimore on 305 North Howard Street. So definitely pop in, come in and say hi. We're doing a lot over here.
Yes. So let me tell you about Elle. Like, we were in cohort together. Like, she was my motivation. Like, she walks and talks her company. Like, she is just the epitome of her company. Like, look at her background, y'all. Look at her background. I just love me some Elle. So listen, Elle, you're a boss in like all facets, all walks of life. So tell us, how is it to be a woman CEO?
Well, I love that question. It is, I love it. Obviously, I think you have to like command some type of respect just being a woman in just a male dominated, entrepreneurial area. But I think it has its like ups and downs. But what I found is a lot of women tend to empower each other. So, I have people like you. I have my tribe who, are also entrepreneurs and do this thing really well. So there's like this form of like community and encouragement. I have my aunties and my cousins, like they're always like wanting to push me further. But I think also it could be intimidating. Let's be real. I am a Black woman. Black women tend to be the highest educated persons in the United States. And when you add entrepreneurship on top of that, it just can be a little bit intimidating. But I love that factor. I love walking into a room. And I'm a very shy person. Alicia will tell you, it's like it comes and goes. But if I have to talk about my business, that all goes away and I can stand firm. I can stand in a room full of thousands of men and command their respect. And I think that's the power of just being a woman in general, right? You just have no fear. So it comes with its challenges, but I think those challenges kind of help you just be stronger and like build up your confidence more. That's just, in my opinion. So yeah, I love it.
I completely agree with you. And stand firm, stand in that, command that room. You hear me?
Let them know. Like you really have to, because some men can be very and I am in a field where I work with majority contractors who are male, right? So these builders, these developers and stuff. And when you walk into a space, you will be disrespected. I've been disrespected several times. They might not verbally say anything, but their demeanor, they might put in certain things, they'll put certain things a certain way. Oh, do you know how to do this? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, right? And then you throw it in, but it just helps you. So now when I go in, if I'm in a meeting with a group of developers and I'm trying to like advocate for myself and my business, I go full force. I show up like the boss that I am, hair done, makeup done, suit on, whatever it is. Like I'm going to carry that whole demeanor and I'm going to come in there and let you know, just because I'm a woman, my prices are not going to be any different. They're not going to be any lower. You're not going to disrespect me. I don't know any less than your male counterpart. So I think you just have to honestly wear that confidence on you. And I'm a very shy person, but I think my business really gives me that confidence. Like I feel like if you're not able to do that, people can just walk all over you and you just leave room for disrespect and doubt. And I just don't have time for that. Not after 6 years of my blood, sweat, and tears,
Yeah,
so
come through. So I have a lot of viewers that are in the real estate industry. I'm a realtor, so we have realtors, we have investors, we have those landlords out there. So like, how can you be a value add to what they're already doing?
Oh, I love this one too. I always say, so having a contractor is not the same as having a designer. Having a developer is not the same as having a designer. Having an architect is not the same as having a designer. We work in tandem with each other. It's like almost harmonious, right? one doesn't really do well without the other. I know that these industries can stand alone, but if you want a really beautiful house, it's important to have a designer, an architect, and a contractor and a project manager. You need all of these things, and a realtor to sell you the land and all of those things. So all of these kind of, yeah, like it actually works in, everyone comes in at a different stage. But an architect is not going to necessarily be able to interiorly design your space, or he might be able to pull out the finishes and give you the layout of the space that you want. But an interior designer works really well with an architect, where I can say, hey, actually I wanted this space to be open because, you know, when we design this dining room or this living room, I want them to be able to see, you know, it's just, they kind of work well together. And then the contractor just brings everyone's vision into fruition, you know. So if you're building to sell, because there are people who just do like investments and they renovate and they sell, then you bring in your realtor again to sell that piece, you know. So I think the value is that it's, everyone kind of has a space in this industry. I don't think there is an idea that because I'm an interior designer, I don't need an architect, or an architect cannot use my opinion to better his work. So I think it's just the final part of basically putting the cherry on top of the whole design is bringing in a designer to really visualize like fabrics and lighting, even like, you know, all of these things, and finishes, floor tiles, all of those, like they're really important. The foundational things even are really important to like how the overall space feels.
Makes sense. So when we hear design, we think of HGTV, we think of, oh my God, ching, 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 the money is just raining, right? So
Yeah.
in your line of work, you know, what are some tips or ways that we can utilize your service, but not think about like millions or trillions of dollars just going out the window?
Yeah, and that's honestly the gap that Decorelle wanted to fill. That is our motto, literally on our website. It's luxury design at an accessible price. And the reason why we talk about that is I truly believe that no matter where you live, you deserve to come home to a beautiful space. To me, that just helps your peace. I mean, now, you know, now we're out of the house from COVID, but even during COVID, you know, we got a huge boost in business because people realized they had not put enough intention into their spaces, right? So it's more so, I always say that if you're able to buy a $500,000 home, why would you not invest a portion, a fraction of that amount into what actually matters in the home? The couch that you come home and you slump on after work, or going into a bathroom after having a terrible day with someone or at work to like de-stress, and seeing all the beautiful pieces. And it really actually helps mentally. I've had clients tell me they literally cannot wait to get home because the same way we left their home is exactly how they leave it. We leave it organized, clean, aesthetically pleasing. They don't touch nothing, not a pillow, not a thing. They just leave it. And it just improves your mentality. Now, that doesn't mean that it's always cheap, but you don't really need to spend that much money. I'm great with like mixing high and low. If I put value on the things you use the most. So one of my biggest one is like your dining chairs and your bar stools. People are going to sit on it all the time. They're going to be performance fabric and they're going to cost you a little bit more. But I could care less about that side table that's next to the couch. Yes, there's thought that goes into it, but it can cost $100 and serve the exact same function, right? I care about your rugs. Again, people are walking on it. People are going to spill stuff. Can you clean it? So when I suggest like, you know, $2,000 rugs, people are like, oh, but then everything else kind of it just balances out the price. So you don't have to spend a huge amount of money. You can actually go and spend money on the quality pieces, the ones that actually matter, right? Your couch, you know, your chairs, the things that people will sit on. Your dining table does not matter. I had a dining table for the longest time. I got it from Value City, but my chairs were expensive, you know, and it's because I'm just eating on this table. It's going to be spilled on, it's going to be this, you know, it's not necessarily has to be an expensive thing. It's value for everybody, right? And so it's knowing how you utilize your money. It's knowing that great curtains frame your space. So you should probably invest in something like that, or pay somebody to really paint that space a neutral color, and so that it's not too much color all the time, and that helps to calm you. So it's knowing these right things. When we come in, I feel like we almost provide therapy too. It's not just interior, it's like a little bit of everything. And we're very mindful of our clients' budget. When I say I need $15,000, I try my best to stick to that. And that means being able to do a high low, and being able to pull certain things. Yeah.
Thank you. And so for
I
my
hope I
realtor
answered
folks,
that
you
correctly.
did. So for my realtor folks, you also do staging.
We do, although we are closing out our staging, sadly. We are, so because we're opening our furniture store, we kind of want to focus into that. As a matter of fact, I think we'll be doing a warehouse sale soon. We've sold majority of the pieces. A lot of the pieces for the staging was actually going to be our furniture line. And so if, they want quality pieces that they can use in those spaces, they can also come through to the store to utilize it. I will shout out companies like Boxwood. Boxwood is in Maryland, and they service the Maryland, DC, Washington area. They actually have really beautiful staging, and they bought a lot of our pieces. So I will shout out Boxwood for that, because if you're looking for really beautiful staging, and I'm talking about if you have those higher end spaces and you want to sell it quicker, it is good to allow the buyer to be able to visualize the space, because sometimes, especially when you have awkward spaces. We did a condo in Rockville, and it was a pretty old condo, but it was expensive. It was in a great location, but the layout was just not it. And we completely reimagined it. It sold in 2 weeks. Oh, wow. And I think without the staging, to be honest, it was just sitting there because it's just, and the way the funny thing is the owners actually came back to see the staging. I have a recording of them because they were just blown. They were like, this is not how we lived here. Why didn't I think to put this here? And that's what designers do. It's like they're able to envision those spaces for you. So staging is a huge factor for real estate agents. I know that it's an extra cost, but you get your commission quicker because you're able to sell quicker. You're able to really, you don't even have to envision the space for the people. Like the designers have already done it. And not all stagers are designers. As a matter of fact, most stagers aren't designers, which is why we wanted to go into the staging business. But Boxwood, she's someone who, it's a mom and daughter duo. She's someone who, she doesn't do interior design, but you can tell that she has the interior design eye. And so she does really beautiful staging. So even though we are personally closing out, it's an end to an era. I just don't have the capacity to keep it up. I will give Boxwood, they do an amazing job already. So
thank you so much.
In case anyone is looking.
So to close us out, I always ask for a quote or a mantra that you live by that helps to keep you motivated.
I have a few. It's so crazy that you just asked me that, and it just like escaped my mind. Honestly, I wouldn't even say it's a quote or anything. It's just my moral, like my mantra. And it just, to be honest, it's just all about God. I put him first in every single thing that I do, including my business. Even to the point where I pray about the kind of clients that come to me, that they are people who have good spirits about them, that know right and wrong, because, we tend to work with people for a long period of time, and you want to have a good relationship and you want them to see you. I want when people encounter me, that they encounter God, that they know that they're in a safe place. And my spirituality it's a huge testament to where my business is now. And so, that's probably the best advice I can give, is that you should always believe in something higher than yourself. If you're not a believer of, Christ, then just believe in something, and then just keep, and like I was saying to you, do it in fear. So if you're scared of something, just do it in fear. So don't let that fear or that thing hold you back. I do that sometimes, and my sister has to be the one to remind me, like, we're going to do it scared. if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it does work out, it does work out, you know? So just do it in fear. A lot of people are sitting back, still giving themselves excuses as to why they cannot do something. Oh, I don't know if I can handle it. Just start.
Right.
When you start, everything else will fall into place, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Elle. I appreciate your time.
Okay.
I'm gonna have you back again.
I'm coming back. I'm ready. I'm
All
ready.
right. Well,
Thank
take
you,
care.
Alicia. Do you tell people how awesome you are? Do you be telling
Oh,
them?
Lord, wait a minute. Wait.
Guys, you know, you like when you interview people, you got to tell people, guys, Alicia is not only an amazing person, like just her spirit, her kindness, her love. You feel it when you're around her. Matter of fact, we voted her to be our entire group ambassador for that reason, because you just love her spirit. You know that you're in a, you know, you're somebody who's going to lead you and not make you feel, you know how to correct you in a loving way and all of that stuff. But she's a boss, okay? She is also a boss. I need to come back and interview you on this, okay?
Oh, thank you. You know what
Yeah,
we
she's
forgot?
awesome.
How do they get in touch with you?
Oh my gosh, you guys can find us. Our website is decorelle.com. And then our Instagram has links to everything, and that's decorelle.co, at decorelle.co on Instagram. And so yeah, you can reach out to us. You can see a lot of our work on both platforms. We do have a TikTok now that we're launching, and that's Decorelle Studio on TikTok, so you can see us in like live action. And then when the store is announced, it's actually live now. If you guys want to follow the our Instagram is called the Dede Shop.com, Dede as in DEDE, so the Dede Shop on Instagram. You can follow us, but all updates will be on our Instagram for our main channel, especially when we launch. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys and meeting people and coming to, you know, support a nice, beautiful Black-owned business in Baltimore.
All right, take care.
Thank you.